So without further ado, I'm introducing Deqa, who is the daughter of Hawa, who are here from a long, long distance to hear the message and to hear for us to change. With every little bit of us changing, we can make a ripple effect. So with a huge welcome, Bostonian welcome, please welcome Dr. Deeqo and show her our love.
Thank you. I'm blushing. You don't see me because I have darker skin. Believe me, I'm blushing. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone who devoted to us their time. I'm having difficulty. They wanted me to speak a little bit in English, then switch to Somali. So if I speak Russian, I will be sorry because I have too many languages in my mind. So if you listen to words you don't understand, that's Russians. Okay. I'm going to give you some background, and tonight is going to be a night of pictures. I have all the pictures, and I will try to explain what the picture means. I don't have a beautiful presentation where everything, statistics, the numbers and outlines. No, I do not have that. I have all the pictures, and I want to share live pictures where we work, the people we work with, our hospital, and what we do. And everybody has a little background of our foundation in your seat, I think so. I don't know what time I have to switch to Somali. Assalamu alaikum. I'm فرحسنا Somali da bada community عاود إنهم قالنا هذا Somali, but it's fine. And Somali يهود وكفي عيه أنا وين Somali كسوتجي. like Somali أو حكادو أو رحمة قف كسوة وكحوم هاي أفكي هو يكحدو يا. So the translation of Bahati, Arab كانوا مسكت جويناي أفكي وحرحمة كهذا. So قف سؤال قف هذا سؤالها بسومالي أو قادرين بسومالي لكي جوابنا. Okay. This is our OBD. Outside, my sister and two of our supervisors, Dr. Amina, and she's the most bravest sister or human being I ever met. My sister, she's the head of the security in the camp. She fights with the guys. She takes a gun if they need. If she goes security, she takes care of everything, and plus all of that, she's a doctor. She takes care of the children, and these three children they are caring. Their mother died that morning when she went outside to get the food for them. So they dropped off to the OBD outside of the patient, outpatient dispenser. So they're trying to find the place to sit to feed them their severe malnourished, after that to replace and give to the families. Again, they're discussing the kids that I just told you. This is our hospital, where my mother started in 1983 with one room, and some of her patients and some of the co-workers tonight are sitting here, I think so. The Somali women say, yes, co-worker nurse are here. My mother graduated medical school, as to give you background, in 1971, and she started her medical school, her practice in this area in 1983 because of the high need of emergencies and maternity health care. The hospital have ER, emergency department, obstetric gynecology, surgery, pediatric, infection control center, and mostly infection control center we do only cholera outbreaks because we have a dry season drought at the moment in Somalia from February to March, from February to April sometimes. So we have an ITFC, it's internal therapeutic feeding center. We feed severe malnourished children, and outpatient ATFC. After we treat them 2 weeks inpatient, we treat them outside outpatient control so they don't go back to severe malnourished and internal medicine work. So, Somali. And isbitaalka qaybiisa ka sheegay badanaa hadda waxaa jooga malena Somali hooyo daaweyn jirtay patientkeedii asxaabteedii coworkerkeedii meeshaan joogo Somali dad badan oo nostalgia xasuusta Somali. So I think martida joogto daraadid kulligiin af Somali af Ingiriis waa fahmaysiin meeshaan ay joogtiin. Most of you I think so. No? Af Somali aftaan ku sheegay. Okay. Isbitaalka qolkan hoose meeshaan dadka xasuusta kaliya dhisnaa jiray down back there, the balcony, the lower level, that's the room we started the hospital. And now it's 400-bed hospital with the help of Médecins Sans Frontières and Doctors Without Borders since 2007. They enlarged our hospital, they supported, they built it pediatric, they built it an infection control center, ITFC, ATFC. 4 of our hospital department was with the support of Doctors Without Borders. This is a mother sitting outside in the ITFC, Internal Therapeutic Feeding Center, and this child was lucky. We saved. It's a marasmer and quash. Sometimes you cannot save the children when they reach the level of severity of malnourishment. Just you have to watch them to die in front of your eyes. And this is other mother. This is the typical case when you admit the mother, bring in with a young child who's 6 months and severe malnourished. But she has another one, and she doesn't want to admit. She says, no, I have another one at home. So you have to tell them to bring both of them and give them a bed and say, we're going to have both of your kids, take care of them. This is severe malnutrition, and the other one mother. Sometimes they bring 6 or 7 children. So you have to find, to save one child, you have to tell mother, bring all your kids. Because she says, no, I'm not going to stay in the hospital with this one and leave back 5 kids. So you have to tell them to bring, and we have to feed other 5 kids, plus the mother. This is our surgery, OT, operation theater. We have 2 of them. This is the first one, and another one we built it and equipped by Doctors Without Borders. And this is a grandmother. This is another issue we have in Somalia. The mothers died early, or they died in war, or during giving the birth a child. So the grandmothers are taking care of the children. They are caregivers. They become caregivers. And this is another grandmother. So you have a lot of grandmothers coming with the children without mothers. So Somali, halas mal fahmino. Okay, thank you. This is outpatient. Now these buildings we did a concrete and it's much nicer, but this is still a year ago. That's the morning line when you can see most of our patients, it's a mother and children with their kids. So I don't know what's wrong with the man of Somalia. They never come to the hospital unless they have a gunshot. So I have no idea. So. But the mothers who gets up early morning, who is the 6 a.m. in the line, the mothers who will take care of them, and you can see some of them in the line, the kids sitting down, and she's holding another one, and she has another one back. It is very, and we have to stop this. When we have 300 numbers, we should tell, okay, we cannot take you anymore. Sorry, go home. Sometimes they cry, they say, I cannot go home. I spent the last money I have, I took the bus from somewhere, I'm not going anywhere, you have to see me. Sometimes you see somebody crying in front of you, say, I'm not going anywhere, I don't know where to go, I was walking a day. So sometimes we take over patient that we exhausted ourselves, or we run out of medicine. The medicine we plan to treat like 3 months, it will finish maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Because of the number and because of the season, because of the outbreak, because if there's a drought, we have a high number of cholera, we have a draining season, we have a high number of pneumonia, dependent malaria season, it's terrible, it's dependent season you are in. This is a child who passed away right after we admitted the hospital, and this is the typical case, the children died. Malaria and malnutrition. It's 2 simple things we could prevent it. It's mosquito nets and feeding this child. We're going to die. But they're dying from malaria and it's severe malnourished child. That's my sister with a sad case but ended in wonderful. It is a child for 13 years old girl who was raped, and it was a very terrible case. Her stepfather was raping her and having and abusing her, but she ran away and we get her, we save her, and we treat her, and she's fine now. Somali, okay. Somali shayga kana diwan say kan English ma dikar nugta ninka intuu kubsada adeeg ku hayo quful u galiyay. Iyadoo quful ku jira infection ay qaaday, jidka laga soo qaaday. qofulkii aan ka bixina waa daaweynay. It's something oo dhihi kartid xataa ma ahan. But it's very sad case where ilmaha saasoo loo abuse garayna. Qaar baahiya dishay, qaar nimana ilmihii yani closest family ah kufsanay oo guriga ku haysto, qaar xabadaa dishay, qaar dagaalkii ku jiraan. So ilaahay su'aal waa noo haya, but I don't know how we can answer. Beri markaa dhiman wixii sida loogu jawaabi lahaa la iska rabaa. And that's one thing oo I celisay, that's one thing aan markaa meelaha joogaan waxa u bartay. Inaan noqdo one day aan hooyo caawinay dadkii u baahnayn, because waxa Soomaaliya ka taagan waxaa waaye mucjiso waaye for them and for us. Ayakana way u tahay gacmahoodii u kasbadeen, annagana waanan ku fiirinaa because xanuunkooda ma la qaybsanayno. Meeshaana waa hilmaamayna bini aadan aan nahay. Aniga 2 bilood inta joogo samugta waa hilmaam, I'm human being. Laakiin waa inaan isxasuusinaa, anaa macawad waxaan idinkugu imaanay inaan idin xasuusino waay maahan inaan dhibaatada meesha taalo, adduunka taalo, meel walba corner dadkiinaa dhimanayo. Soomaali waa isdhashay, waa isla dhalatay. Hal qof oo intuu gadaal 7 abtirsado hal qabiil noqonayo ma lahan. Nobody. haddaan abtirsado Soomaaliya dhan ay soo galayso, everybody oo Soomaaliya ay soo galayso. Taasna waxaa kasii horeyso islaam ma nahay. Intuu ilaahay bari ku weydiinayo Soomaaliya hadaa qabiil ka taagan ku dhahayo, ilaahay markaa hortagta bari xisaabta wuxuu weeyay muslimnaa tahay, bini aadanaa tahay, maxaa u samaysay dadkii saas ahay. Waxaa ilaahay markaa u tagto waxaa lagu leeyahay maxay raashin ii sii weyso marka yaa Allah si adiga ilaahay abuursay raashin ku siina adduunkayga u baahan ma siinin. And that's the question on wada sugayso. That's for sure in ilaahay loo tagay. The other issue we have is the burn. This is a burn case. If you, I'm sorry, some of the pictures are maybe not quite. We don't have the case. We don't have burn unit, and we're receiving a lot of children in burn in the camps because the camps are little and they are cooking outside and kids are running around and they get burned every day. We might have like 50, 40 kids who get burned the first stage up to 4th stage, and the mothers and the fathers and everybody because of the atmosphere the people are living in. There's another case, severe malnourished child. This is the outside patient. This is our OBD. If you could see the boys right there and trying to stop them and to line them and to, it's a last minute when we're trying to stop them and say, okay, we're exhausted, it's 2 p.m. We don't have energy to do anymore. We work since 6 a.m. We stopped, no more. But the people are trying to get through and we're trying to see as much as we can. And by the way, we reserve the greenery. We don't cut the trees. This is also outside OBD, and this is another OBD patient. The exam room is in our camp or our hospital. It's not the fancy exam room you see here. It's just a table, white cloth, and the paper. You collect the history of the patient and a couple chairs that sit on the table. To see, sometimes some of OB consultants, they don't have a table, and as you can see, they're checking the child in the lap of the mother. This picture, I love it. A friend of mine who's a photographer, a Swiss journalist took it. He was at the camp. I don't know this child. It's severe malnourished child. We saved. I'm very happy. I don't have the other picture when he was playing, but it seems to me this child telling me something when I look like, where's my people? Who's gonna take care of me? It's a very powerful picture to me, and Somali hadanahe. That's generation kinitations and academy dimanoyin. Somebody amount to say, oh, hamra fi antahay, oh, idilmanta, elasha wahal, business, of course. Tugadi or business ko with the obota dagal kenti, really they still have a good life. 10% of the commercial good life for his dad. Like 90%, it's like this child. NG tube, we feed them through NG tubes. And here's the camp, the village. And this is the main street, this is the highway of the camp. This is the other side of the camp that holds, I have different angles of the camp, but the population in the camp is 90,000. And this is the midtown of the camp, and this is the back of the suburban of the town. If you could see the picture back there, little building that's how far the hospital, the three floor of the hospital, that house big is. This is the back, one side of the back of the camp, and this is how people live. This little house, you see the little thing, they don't have plastic sheets, they don't have anything, they don't have tents. They made from their cloths, the cloth they're wearing, if you could see. That's how they made them. Macawista ujeedina umalaynayo go'yaasha laga dhisay iyo adduunka lagu habeeyey. Anagana house ku fiican aan gadanayna. It's very sad. Sweet home sweet. The beautiful thing they do, and they went back as a culture Somalia. Before it was inside of this little house they call Aqal Somali.